Good morning, dear colleagues, and welcome to Vilnius. And I'm really very glad that meeting of this network involving other probably new members of this network is going on in Vilnius. And talking about school leadership, so it's we say that leadership is the flavor of the year in Lithuania, because we are having a third European conference in this autumn, and the concept of leadership and all kinds of discussions of educational leadership are very urgent in Europe and in Lithuania. And I will talk about this network, but I'm not a very active member of this network, but I will talk about it as I understand it, and what do I see for newcomers of this network, and also for all school leaders in Europe. How can they be part of this network, and how can they use this network for strengthening school leadership? And why this network was created? So I think one of the reasons is that it is considered that school leadership really is a major factor in shaping teaching and learning environment, and school leadership has this major effect on students' learning. So this is the reason why all these different actors should come together and do something for school leadership. And what is this network? So this network is like a project financed by the European Union, but I'm really confident that it's not just a project, that it's a real network which will be sustainable. And firstly, so it's a collaborative network, including different actors. And this network aims to improve policy and practice on school leadership. And it is being done by researching school leadership, by producing different types of resources, and by fostering exchange, by fostering public debate on school leadership, and involving and widening this community interested in school leadership, and involving all different stakeholders. And what does this network do? So firstly, this network is a network. So firstly, this network is networking at different levels, at national level, at European level, and also this network is producing different types of resources, which is really very urgent for our policymakers, researchers, and our school leaders. And these different types of resources, they are national reports, analysis of national policies, and national state of school leadership. This network is synthesizing national reports and looking for urgency in specific themes. This network is producing different typologies, different toolkits, different competency frameworks. And but I think this is all like paper and ideas and documents, but the main idea is networking, is meeting each other, is discussing, and I think many school leaders sometimes feel really lonely. So this network is helping them to find to work together at the national level as well as at European level. And here are all the actors of this network, and you see that there are experts, academics, there are professional experience which is represented by different professional associations, and there are also policymakers, and all these three groups, they are trying to work together and to build capacity for school leadership. And this network is growing, so now there are 19 countries and 42 different institutions, but the ambition is that this network should involve all EU members, representatives from all EU states and also from associated member states. And what I think is very important, that this network helps to create this knowledge, to work together on creating the knowledge, and also to create different communities of practice at national level, helping and inviting different stakeholders and different interested parties at the national level to work together, as well as different European networks and all different stakeholders like parents, students, employees, researchers, academics, and so on, to work together and to look for best practices and best policy support for school leadership. So here are different partners. So you can see all of them in the materials which you have. And I think what is also very important, that this network is trying to find some common understanding. What do we mean by school leadership? And it is agreed that this concept is with multiple meanings. It's not something very, very straightforward. It is really very complex, and it has different meanings, and also it has different approaches in different countries. So, but it is described and defined as multifaceted process of strategically using the unique skills and knowledge of teachers, pupils, and parents, and towards achieving common educational goals. And school leadership is not only school leaders, school principals, or school directors, but it is considered that school leadership is present at all levels of organization, and it directs at serving the most important stakeholders, and it should inspire others to be leaders. And speaking about Lithuanian context, so Lithuania is implementing a big national project, School Leaders, and which is also saying about some kind of approach to change policy that will impact on school leaders and their development, and that school leaders are serving students' learning, and this whole community of leaders, they are serving students' learning, and student learning is in the center. And in this project, we consider leader in education as every professional of education, not only a school principal or school manager, but every professional who is really responsible, who is creative, who is constantly learning, who is value-driven, who is concentrating on learning of students is a leader. So we are spreading this leadership to everybody in education. So what does how the activities of EPNOSL, how they are structured? So basically, there are main questions which this network is trying to find the answer, and these answers are very complex, of course. So why and how school leaders do, and what they should do. So what they are responsible for, and what they are accountable for. What are the qualifications? How we should help school leaders? How we should help for their professional development? How could we assess their qualification and performance? And how school leaders could be accredited? And this network is also raising some key policy issues. So how these policy considerations should be diversified? What are the equity and social justice? What does it say to leadership imperative? How leaders should address this really very, very urgent issue? So this contemporary school leaders toolbox, I think it is something what should be very valuable for leaders all over Europe, because leaders really sometimes feel very, very lonely, and they need support from bigger networks and from their colleagues. How school leaders could be trained, and there are a lot of very, very different models, but maybe there could be some common European models, and there could be more exchange training school leaders. So how do we understand school autonomy, and in this decentralization context, and many countries are turning to recentralization. So what do we mean by school autonomy? So this is really a very urgent issue, and also in Lithuania. And what could be, how to make this networking among school leaders in Europe more effective. So we have a lot of opportunities now, and Erasmus Plus program will offer also a lot of different opportunities, but how it could be more effective and how it could be related to learning and professional development of school leaders. So, and I know that time is very short in this conference, so, and I would like to invite everybody to join the network, and also the website of this network is also very, very valuable and full of different resources, and everybody could join different webinars, different discussions, and it's a very wide platform of leadership. So I would like to invite everybody to join it, and I would like to wish everybody to have a pleasant stay in Vilnius. And I hope that all our discussions would have a real impact to school leadership. Thank you.